5:36 now, getting our first look at traffic with Kelsey. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, you guys. A bit unusual to see a total jam up in the Northwest Metro this morning. That early, as we mentioned earlier, an accident about 1:30 this morning impacting the morning commute. Let's look outside right now. We have an all-light fashion in some areas, but for the most part, we need to know now is we don't have the backups anymore. We're looking at a free and clear 94 eastbound as well as 494 southbound. The traffic continuing to build at this hour. Have a lot of brake lights, and now that we have that semi-truck situation cleared out, no brake lights in the Northwest Metro either. Let's look at our map though and zoom in so you can see that for yourself. When you see the green, that's when you know we're moving at 55 miles per hour or better. We're seeing that at 169 southbound as well, another spot where we do see the traffic getting heavy in the morning hours down through New Hope. Traffic building particularly there, but nothing you need to rush out the door for. 35W southbound traffic flowing still even at that junction of Highway 10, so we tend to get one of our earliest backups. Yesterday we had some unique traffic around Highway 97 up in Forest Lake due to a crash actually in the northbound lanes. Today we hopefully won't be dealing with that, so if you're wondering what that sort of extraordinary situation was, it was just an accident that was cleared, no injuries reported. Looking to the South Metro, still green there, just that traffic building, mostly pushing northbound. I'll have an update coming up in about 10 minutes to let you know if we do have any slowdowns anywhere. Let's talk about our weather that could make traffic a little interesting. Right, very early this morning we had a jackknife semi around the junction 94 169. Now we didn't get that trailer very far. The crews have been out there clearing it for a time. A stretch of 94 actually completely blocked off, and that was creating some very unusual early morning traffic. Well, now our photographer Greg Kellogg out on the scene said he actually saw them dragging this trailer away. Well, it looks like they didn't get too far. Right now we still have a portion of this now closed again as cleanup continues on this area. Now it's early enough where the traffic passing by is slowing down, mostly just to check it out. We're not seeing though the heavy congestion as a result of the volume of traffic out there. So be prepared though. Around the junction now of 94 169, you will be seeing some slowdowns. The right lane of traffic closed as well as the auxiliary lane as they continue to clean this up. Hopefully we'll see some progress made before we reach that 7 o'clock hour where things were really going to get busy out there. Looking a little bit farther northwest of here, we're not seeing any backups quite yet. So if you're heading out the door, no need to be concerned at this hour, but even around that Burnsville split, we're still cruising around those green speeds, 55 miles per hour or better. I'll be back in about 10 minutes to let you know hopefully how that semi-truck situation will be improving, but we'll have to wait and see, guys.
Thank you, Kelsey.
That wind really is a factor out there. Our traffic cameras blowing around. You can almost feel the chill here. 35W Highway 13. This is northbound traffic we're looking at, so Keith's dead on. And some of you are going to feel frozen in place as you try and travel this morning. That's due to a crash that happened overnight about 1:30 this morning. A jackknife semi got in the way here at 94 and 169. We had traffic closed down for a time at 94 eastbound in Maple Grove at that Maple Grove split. Now that's back open, but what we have closed now is a lane and an auxiliary lane on the right side as you're heading eastbound on 94 passing 169. This is the trailer from that semi truck. Our photographer Greg Kellogg out on the scene said he actually saw crews trying to drag that trailer on its side out of the way, but the best they could do was just get it pushed off to the side so at least some traffic can pass through. But as you can see, the traffic not moving fast at all. But the backups still minimal at this hour, but it's only 6:13. Expect things to get worse. Officials reporting that we're not going to be seeing this cleaning, so be sure to stay tuned in to the Fox 9 Morning News. It continues up, so be prepared. If you're traveling in the Maple Grove, Brooklyn Park area, 94 eastbound, we had a crash earlier this morning, overnight, really about 1:30, where a semi-truck jackknifed, ended up getting into a situation where it was blocking traffic. Then they had to block off traffic actually with official vehicles in order to get that cleared. But they tried to clear it very slow this morning. So if you travel through the Maple Grove, Brooklyn Park area at all, regardless of whether it's 494, 169, or 94, you're going to want to get out the door a little earlier today because you will have a longer morning commute. I'll keep you updated. I'll be back in about 20 minutes with the latest. For now, though, back over to the news desk.
All right, thanks. Out there from the middle of the night there, Kelsey.
That is true, but first we want to make sure everyone knows, get those winter driving skills out of the closet. We're time to use them. Check it out, 35W Cliff Road. This in the South Metro. Such a different view from what we're seeing in the northern suburbs. Just want to make sure we point this out. Throughout the morning, we've been staring at dry roads. Now all of a sudden the snow is coming on down, and we've been enjoying some summer-like road conditions out there. Today, not the case, so be prepared for some slowdowns. This is 35W Cliff Road. So this is northbound traffic trying to push northward through Burnsville, as you can see, slowing down now as a result of those weather conditions. Now, as Keith was referring, 94 169. As a result, we had to close down 94 eastbound for a time. It's back back open, but not completely. We still have the far right lane of traffic closed as well as the auxiliary lane here, 94 eastbound as you approach 169. This is the trailer from that semi-truck. They tried to drag it out of the way. They at least got it pulled off the interstate, but still slowing things down. So here's the deal. If you're traveling through Maple Grove, really in any capacity, you're going to be seeing some major slowdowns. Add on some time to that morning drive. Try and get out the door early. If you Northwest Metro will jump out at you. If we look at our map maybe for 1 second. No? Okay. Well, it's 94 and there it is. 494, 94. That whole area is the slowest. And then you have some of your typical slowdown spots. And that weather will continue to creep in and affect us. So I'll be back in 10 minutes with some more information. But for now, Alex, Tom, over to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Kelsey.
Just won't go away. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelsey Sobey. Heads up if you're traveling in Northwest Metro this morning because we had a crash up in the Maple Grove area at 94 169 overnight, which was a jackknife semi-truck. And as a result, though, we're still seeing the progress slowly taking its course. So far, we do have traffic back open. 94 eastbound was actually closed for a time early this morning, but now we still have a lane of traffic closed, and that is just enough to get that 94 eastbound traffic looking more like a sea of stop and go than actual 55 to 60 mile per hour trying to get to work traffic. Check it out. This is slow here. We're seeing 169 southbound stacking up a bit as well. Not as bad as it could be. 169 can be a little finicky. Sometimes just a stalled vehicle sets it off. Biggest, though, the worst spot is at Northwest Metro 494 as well due to a crash earlier at Bass Lake Road, which has also been cleared. So allow a few extra moments up there in Maple Grove. All right, let's get out now into the field where M.A. Roscoe, weatherman, not only gives you the weather, but he also acts it out. If I were to, I guess, imitate the traffic conditions this morning, well, I'd be standing still at 94 eastbound. We have some really slow moving traffic due to a crash that actually happened overnight around 1:30 this morning. So why is it still slowing you down? Well, it was a semi-truck that jackknifed and they tried to drag the trailer out of the way. In fact, literally dragging it on its side. Didn't make it too far, and it's at least far enough off to the side, I think, which was the goal, where we do have traffic moving through here. There was a time when the interstate was completely closed off. So if you're traveling through Maple Grove, heads up, you're going to be seeing eastbound traffic on 94. Very slow going. It's going to take you some extra time to get to your destination. 494 southbound slow as well. 169 southbound not quite as affected, but as you see here, this is eastbound traffic on 94 slow going. All right, a couple other spots. 35W southbound, which had been looking pretty good for most of the morning, had to just get messed up. Right here, 96, we had a crash that happened just a few moments ago, finally slowing things down. And as I said, it had been free-flowing traffic, slow spots, partly to do with some flurries we're seeing around the Cliff Road area. We saw the snowflakes actually coming down quite a bit. Not enough where it's going to make it too slick out there because the roads are still fairly warm, but that weather will now be a contender. Guys, we're welcoming back the winter driving.
They're such shy, reserved individuals.
Yes, real wallflowers, those Klondike cakes.
That's great, though. Congratulations.
Well, good morning, you guys.
Good morning, Kelsey.
Been a unique morning in the world of traffic. You know, we had really a jam up starting, well, overnight.
That was a big problem.
2 a.m. about, actually, to be exact. Didn't affect most of you, but now some of you will be impacted in the eastbound direction. That's near 169 in the Maple Grove, Brooklyn Park area. So for the most part, those of you who've been traveling this road have been experiencing some pretty significant delays. Now things just improving, as I mentioned, so you're about to head out the door. Not quite the extra time to your morning drive as we had expected earlier today, but still being worked on. You can see there's the trailer right there from the semi-truck now being loaded up onto another. For eastbound has opened up a bit right at 169 where we had that crash we showed you in our first traffic camera, but we still see that orange glow from Rogers into Maple Grove, so some speeds of 15 to 34 miles per hour. To the northeast, 35W southbound still slow south of Highway 10. We had a crash at Highway 96 that has been cleared. We do have a crash at 35W and near 36, that exit of 280, that has not been cleared yet, so expect some delays around that area. Still in the heart of rush hour. Hopefully in about 15 minutes when I'm back, I'll have some better news and that we'll start to see things winding down. But we have seen some flurries in those traffic cameras this morning. And happy Thursday to you. The reason it's been so interesting is because, well, we had a crash that started jamming things up as early as 2 a.m. What happened? Well, we had a semi-truck that jackknifed. We had the trailer come off. The trailer then dragged for a stretch to get it at least out of the way. The interstate for a time was actually fully closed. That was more in the overnight hours, but now we still have part of that auxiliary lane blocked. Slow moving traffic as you pass by eastbound here on 94 near 169 where the crash happened. But we are seeing some improvements. Right now, the traffic contained to the stretch of 94 eastbound from 169 back west just to Hemlock. That's a big improvement over what we've been seeing throughout the morning. So if you're traveling through the Maple Grove area at this hour, you should be okay. You're still going to have a bit of a delay as you pass right by the scene of this crash, but for the most part, you're looking a lot better than, well, the drive that the people earlier this morning experienced. Here's 35W northbound. We see some flurries here and there coming down. Not enough to really slick up the roadways because the roads are still so warm from our record temps over the past week. But we are seeing some northbound traffic slowing because we had a crash at 42nd Street. Now that has been cleared, but we're still seeing the slowdowns, especially in the direction of downtown Minneapolis. And we're in the regions indicating we have some reduced speeds. Northeast free and clear, east side of town looking good if you're heading out the door. But in our southwest, that's where we still have some of those flurries popping up, maybe more distracting than anything else. As we mentioned it, we're not seeing the slick roads quite yet, but get those winter driving skills in the forefront of your minds. We're going to be using them in the coming days. Alrighty, let's get now to Tom Butler, who's standing by in the newsroom.
We are.